Hello everyone, I am Lady Morgana and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to revisit the Mandela Effect. So, let's get started. This phenomenon is when thousands of people with no relation to each other have the exact same collective misremembering of the same event. The name, coined by Fiona Bloom, came about in 2013 when human rights activist Nelson Mandela died. Many people from all over the world were confused because they all had the same vivid memory of him dying in prison during the 1980s. People have even found old textbooks and biographies that state that Nelson Mandela did die in the 80s. Since then, many other collective false memories have sprung up and shaken up our reality. The Mandela Effect has been circulating the internet on YouTube for the past 6 years or so. How is it happening? No one has pinpointed why, but thousands of people have been affected by this weird phenomenon. Even me. So, where Mandela effects come into play is that when something alters or warps our viewpoint, it changes our experience relative to our point of view in a way like someone standing up in front of us or bending the screen in the movie theater while we are trying to watch a film. Not everyone sees the difference if they are in a position where their view wasn't altered by the obstruction or the contortion of the screen. Where this gets interesting is that these anomalies may be being caused on our side of the projection by experiments with high-energy physics or things like quantum teleportation that through entanglement alter the source wave, projecting our reality as seen and experienced at the individual level, even if only slightly. The rapid development of artificial intelligence may be playing a role in this by finding and exploiting patterns in the fabric of reality that it can solve mathematically that we humans wouldn't have found in centuries of study on our own. Some people believe that we are being programmed to accept an artificial replication of reality. Is this true? Is there something more sinister going on with our world? The Mandela Effect is so widespread that it is now affecting the Bible. Yes, you heard it right. The Bible. Many people have noticed certain paragraphs in the Bible, including the Lord's Prayer, have changed. I'm sure if you are a devout Christian and Catholic you have noticed something weird about the Bible. I went to a Catholic Bible school to prepare for the First Communion and Confirmation, and I do remember the Lord's Prayer very well. I thought that maybe the newer Bibles have changed because the publishers chose to make changes to some passages and verses in the Bible, but I took out my Bible, which I had since the 80s, and I read the Lord's Prayer. And yes, it has changed. I was having a what the fuck moment. I am going to show you a list of some more changes that have been discovered that are attributed to the Mandela Effect. Mind you, that these are only a few that I have found. I'm sure there are many more if you do your research. In the movie, Risky Business, did Tom Cruise wear Ray-Ban Wayfarers in the famous dance scene? Well, guess what? He never did. I'm sure we all remember Risky Business, and we all know that Tom Cruise wore shades in that dance scene. Sex in the City. This show was very popular in the early 2000s, but if you go back and watch older reruns, you will find that it's not called Sex in the City. It's called Sex and the City. The producers never changed the name, and there is no record left of it ever being called Sex in the City. It's as though it was wiped out of existence. The tip of Pikachu's tail, was it black or yellow? Well, many remember it being black. I remember it being black because my kids were into Pokemon when it first started. The creators of Pokemon did not change Pikachu's appearance. It is as it always was. A yellow tail. But many people out there remember it being black. The Berenstain Bears and Berenstain Bears debate is one of the most common Mandela Effect debates. Many people remember the book and cartoon series about a family of bear being named the Berenstain Bears. But if you look now, they are actually named the Berenstain Bears. Many people are completely sure that they remember the family's name being spelled with an E. Perhaps they changed the name over time, or are we living in a parallel universe? Regardless, this is a frustrating and confusing discovering for fans who grew up reading and watching The Family of Bears. I remember the name being Berenstain Bears because I misspelled the word Berenstain in second grade on a test, and my teacher gave me detention for it. I could go on, because the list has increased and the Mandela Effect is growing ever larger. I don't know what all this is and why it's happening. I'm no rocket scientist, but I do know that I have experienced this phenomenon personally. In addition, many people have noticed land masses have changed. They're not delusional, they are not suffering memory loss. Something is happening, and there are people out there that can see it and others who can't. If our reality has changed, then why isn't everyone affected? Some people believe that CERN caused this Mandela Effect. The shift in reality. Whatever the truth is about this phenomenon, I advise that people keep digging. Please hold on to your memories. You remember correctly. Trust yourself. If you are not familiar with the Mandela Effect, do your research. The Bible has been affected by this phenomenon, as well. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and be blessed.